impact in the game.
Tonight for match day 2 of the new Champions League format in the league phase, Arsenal take a trip to Holland in a battle of titans as the Premier League contenders take on one of the top teams in the Eredivisie, and it's live. Welcome to Holland as PSV entertain Arsenal tonight in match day 2 of the new Champions League era. 2 of 8 of course, and Arsenal meaning to go on as they started with an emphatic win against well, not emphatic really, but an important one against Barcelona with all things considered, and really firing on all cylinders despite a small blip against Manchester City in the league. Probably to be expected though. So here we go then, and we'll start with the PSV lineup tonight. Of course, we are circling the main man, Luke de Jong, up top of course. Junior is the captain, with Teze at right back being another circle. It's de Jong is going to be supported by Bakayoko and Lang on either side of him. And Luke de Jong, a very prolific scorer here indeed. I think he was also linked with the likes of Manchester United and even Arsenal at one point, but neither deal could go through. As you will see there, a very surprising appearance in goal tonight for Norberto Neto, making his Champions League debut. Of course, he is on loan from Arsenal to Arsenal from Bournemouth. Bukayo Saka actually plays with David. So David Raya, that means he makes the bench, of course. Kieran Tierney is in the defence, and Martinelli and Saka either side of a free scoring at this point, Alexander Isak, and that will be crucial. So Arsenal just one loss all season long against Manchester City, and they will look to continue that today as we kick off here. And it's going to be a tough task. PSV, a very capable club in their own right in Holland. And the Eredivisie, I believe it is called. And Kai Havertz there immediately dispossessed. So it is Urinin, Timber and Calvori in the centre back pairing for Arsenal tonight, ahead of Saliba and Gabriel, being rested from previous games, of course. Arteta's got really good rotation this year with his new signings, and is always a plus. It's Fabio Vieira and Declan Rice in the middle of the park over Odegaard. I think Kai Havertz is actually falling back into more of a midfield role tonight, as up top, of course, is that man there, Alexander Isak, you could see momentarily. Coming off a hat-trick against Leicester City last time out for Arsenal. Pascali. Here is Teze. I believe he once played for Watford or Wolves. I'm not sure which one, but he is a name I recognise. Sabibiri. In fact, Teze probably might have been here his whole career. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It is a name I recognise somewhat. Picked up by Martinelli, another man in free scoring form. A lot of these Arsenal players scoring for fun. I think Saka and Isak are on 5 apiece in the Premier League. And speaking of which, Saka got tackled by Ospina there. And that was a vital challenge. So the big news tonight, David Raya dropping to the bench as Roberto Neto gets a game in the Champions League. And he's certainly getting his games for quota in as his loanee from Bournemouth. It's a good early save for Neto. Kept a clean sheet in his last appearance in the Carabao Cup against Bolton. And we're looking to continue that streak. And the score coming in. Real Madrid have already taken the lead against Stuttgart. It's only taken 10 minutes. Probably to be expected there. And of course, the main man, Viticus Jr., has given Real Madrid the lead. And Arsenal will be coming up against Real Madrid at some point in their near future in the Champions League. I think next for them will be the BSC Young Boys, and then it'll be Real Madrid. The main man to watch today, Alexander Isak, coming off a hat-trick against Leicester City as the goals are starting to fly in for him now. Had a bit of a slow start. He did score against Spurs, mind you. But now he is free scoring. Here is Schalke. Tackled by Fabio Vieira there. And here's Kieran Tierney. I believe at one point I called him pure tyranny on accident, confusing myself with the referee there. So I apologise for that. And now here's Isak, who is offside. That's unfortunate, because he was clean through, and he is a long way offside, to be fair, though. Martinelli probably should have seen that developing, honestly. And given Martinelli's free scoring form, I think it would be safe to say he probably should have taken that on himself. Here is shouted. And to Mario Jr. And now shouted again. Good take by Saka. Found Havertz, who's kind of out of position, and it proved there. He tried to find Isak, but found the PSV defender instead. We're expecting a very good matchup. These are two very good teams, of course. Arsenal definitely in the ascendancy this season. Their signings have definitely made a difference. Good tackle there by Martinelli. Firma. So of course, let's go over this again. There is a last 16 phase. The top 8 teams in this league phase will go on to through automatically. We have a score coming in. Bayer Leverkusen have scored against Barcelona as their struggles continue. Bayer Leverkusen have a very shock lead at the Bayer Leverkusen Stadium. So problems for Barcelona then, coming off their loss to Arsenal, surprise loss to a degree. It was well worked by them. So let's just go over this again. The first 8 teams in this league phase will go through automatically as places into the last 16. The second half, which will be 8 to 16, I believe, play in a playoff kind of phase. Very similar to, say, the Championship, with the, let's say, would it be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 playing in the Championship playoffs? And it's sort of similar to that. Fabio Vieira is offside. It's very similar to that. So even if you don't really succeed in the top 8, you could still get a chance to qualify for one of those last 16 places. I think that's how it goes. It could be actually more than 8. It could be maybe 10 or maybe 12. Because, of course, 8 and 8 is 16. You've got last 16. You might as well just put them in. Maybe that decides what kind of match the teams will get. Maybe that decides the home and away tie scenario. I'm not entirely sure. It is new to us all here this season. It did not go down very well with, well, practically anybody really. And it's what started the whole Super League saga, to be fair. But it has really thrown up some really interesting tables. We've seen the majority of like big teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona, we're going to be seeing them towards, well, not Real Madrid because they're winning so far in their match, but Barcelona will be 0 out of 2, so that means they'll be right at the bottom of the league phase, and you do not resonate Barcelona with that. So that is going to be something quite shocking to look at. There's plenty of time to turn it around. There's more chance to turn it around now. Used to be 2 rotations of matches, and now there's 8 apiece, and they're randomly drawn, I believe. And Arsenal did not get a very favorable one last time out, but they pulled through anyway. Here's Isak with a shot, and Benitez makes a save. He's going to keep the ball and whip it towards back to the box. Vieira was the only one there, didn't come up with it. And Vieira is fighting tooth and claw for the ball. Unfortunately, he's lost out. Now, can PSV make a break here? Not really, because I think Tomiyasu is right there to break it down. He is. Another score coming in. Barcelona immediately respond, to be fair. A goal from Robert Lewandowski has evened up the scoreline there. We almost had a goal here, but they didn't end up with Isak. So Arsenal not starting out of the blocks swinging like they normally have done this season, but I think they're starting to get a foothold in the game. Here's Vieira to Isak. And Kai Havertz is making a run behind him, and Isak has seen him, and Kai Havertz scores again as the song goes. I will not sing it. Kai Havertz makes it 1-0, and Arsenal score again, because they always score at this point. Very much like the Manchester United of old, isn't it? Arsenal have certainly taken a leaf out of their book this season. And it's another goal for Kai Havertz. And Mikel Arteta, the response he wanted after the blip at the end he had has certainly resonated well. And Arsenal are up here by a goal to nil. Well, Arsenal have just been an absolute pleasure to watch this season. And like we said, I think there's certainly a feeling of belief and determination to finally get over the line, especially in the Premier League, with Mikel Arteta coming so close over the last 2 seasons with 5 and 1 point respectively over the last 2. It's fair to say Arsenal are a team on the up. Dion's not really been able to get into this game thus far. And how great would it be if Neto here tonight earns a clean sheet in his first ever Champions League game? That would be some story. Roberto Neto, you've got to admire him. You know, he knows his role. He knows he's behind David Raya, if fitness permitted. But tonight, he's getting a shot. I mean, David Raya, a very well-deserved break for tonight, at least. Saka's gone down, and that could be very close to a red card, I think. I think we could be looking at another sending off in our coverage this season. It was a late challenge, and he's lucky. It's Bozagi, and he has stayed on the pitch, but only just. It's a pretty rash challenge, to be fair. Well, there could be elements of luck in that, but Arsenal do get the free kick here. Unfortunately, we've had no free kick goals this year so far. There's Saka stepping over this one. Obviously with Martin Odegaard out tonight, being rested. Saka with the free kick. Oh, it almost ended up with Kai Havertz coming in there. It was very well seen by the keeper, to be fair. Here's Lang. Tackled by Saka and picked up by Tomiyasu. Getting another game in an Arsenal shirt. Starting to get back to full fitness after his injury towards the beginning of the season. Fabio Vieira. It was worth an attempt, at least. And you might want to do that when you're probably 2 or 3 up. But to be fair, that's not really that far off at all. And that's well taken by Lang. Can he keep it in? Yes, but Tomiyasu is right back there to snuff out the possible counter-attack there. Arsenal being very, very compact and well organised here. Nice to have it. Oh, he's kept the ball. And now it's Saka. I think he wanted to play that to Isak, but he hit the wrong side of his boot there. I think he sensed that Isak was running around behind him. Saka and Isak have certainly formed quite the chemistry since he arrived from Newcastle United. And it's blossoming well into a good partnership there. Martinelli, a man amongst the goals this season. And Isak did brilliantly to turn out his man. And now he's at the races. Will he pick out Saka? No, he goes alone. Much as his confidence, you can expect that. And we get an Arsenal corner out of it. Oh, it's all going swingingly well for Mikel Arteta, even if the league table doesn't support that right now. Of course, the power of Manchester City is certainly telling. And Newcastle on the surprise rise despite not having Isak at all. But here tonight, it's Arsenal that have the lead. And it's that man, Kai Havertz, that gives them it. And they've pretty much remained on top of this game. Neto has had very little to do. PSV 0, Arsenal 1. Here we are for the second half here in Holland tonight. And Arsenal have had this game since minute 1 in this second Champions League game of the league phase. We have also a substitution to bring to you. Bukayo Saka has gone off for Raheem Sterling in a Arsenal substitution. Saka did play against Leicester City, of course, so he's probably being rested more as a precaution by Mikel Arteta. Does not want to risk any injuries to his star players. You can really understand why Arteta is using squad depth a lot this year to shield him from that fact. But even with it, injuries are still a very unfortunate part of the game. Let's hope we don't have what Manchester United experienced last season with injuries pretty much across the board. To be fair, it was pretty unfortunate to watch for myself. But Erik Ten Hag is kind of taking some pressure off him, let's say. Martinelli into Isak, and there might be hints of handball there, but referee's let it go. PSV had the ball anyway. Teze. Vierman, tackled by Vieira. Here's Rice. Still one of the players yet to score for Arsenal that you'd expect to score. Cracker going on in Italy as Bologna and Monaco are playing 2-1 to Monaco there at the moment. Monaco have just scored to make it 2-1, that is. But you'd expect Declan Rice to grab a goal or two. And unfortunately, under the plethora of Arsenal scoring, he's unfortunately not had one yet. But it doesn't matter how you do it and who does it, as long as you do it. For Mikel Arteta, just getting that trophy would certainly ease the pressure off him. Luke de Jong, and it's a good save by Roberto Neto. That's the first time he's been called in to save something tonight. Unfortunately for Arsenal, he remained focused enough there. Good save. Sibieri. Here's Bima. And here's Osbiso, and good tackle there, and blocked by who else? Alexander Isak. He can defend as well. No end to that boy's talents. Here's Zabibi, and it's pushed away by Neto. And Bukayo has to gather the ball, but he's going to have to cross. Oh, he's put it over the line. It's a goal kick. Actually, it's a free kick. Offside against Bakayoko, and I think that's rightly called. That was lucky. It was lucky that Neto actually had to make the save there as well. Down by Isak. Havertz. Oh, Havertz, what a pass, and Isak scores! What a wonderful piece of play. Arsenal up by 2-0. What a pass, and Isak doesn't miss those. Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to see it. I hope we can see this pass by, I believe it was Havertz, because it was absolutely threading a needle. There you go. What a pass by Havertz. And Isak, well, Havertz has pretty much done it all tonight. He got the goal in the first half, of course. Now he's laid it on a plate for Isak, and he duly ate. And Arsenal 2, PSV 0, and certainly just looking like a team that could really win everything this season so far. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though, but it certainly is possible. And Bayer Leverkusen are certainly not letting Barcelona have their own way. They've gone back ahead by 2-1 now. Oskagi has done very well since he got booked not to pick up a second yellow. Not that he's been on the verge of one. And PSV really are struggling just to find a way through this Arsenal defence. Well, Arsenal only have, I believe, one clean sheet to their name all season. And it was against Brighton, I believe, for David Raya. And Neto also got one. That's two, actually. Two with Neto in the Carabao Cup. Neto could be getting a second, and the team's third at this moment. Oh, Lang! And Neto's gathered it. I thought I'd put curse to the commentator. That would have been awful. But thankfully, Neto was able to gather it. He's done very well in the games he's played so far. Roberto Neto, got to give him credit. Here's De Jong. That's a good save by Neto again. Well, credit to Roberto Neto. He didn't have a lot to do in the first half, but today, now, he's doing very well. Here is Isak. And if that's Pascali, he'll be going off. And I believe it is. And once again, PSV's, Arsenal's opponents, make it so much easier for them. And you cannot do that on a yellow card. That is pretty reckless. And that, you cannot do that on a yellow card. And PSV have now just made a very difficult task even harder for themselves. And I think Arsenal are looking to make a substitution. I think, I'm not sure it was, I think Pantano is warming up, as is someone else. And Havertz with a good tackle there. And now Gabriel Martinelli has picked out Isak. Well, he can miss some, but he always scores at least one. And that's all Arsenal will care about. The ball went out of play. And I guess Arteta really sees no need for the substitution at this very moment. Did see Pantano warming up. We did get a notification saying the substitution was going to happen, but right now it hasn't. And now it's Jota, and he's off the post, and that's the best chance that PSV have presented all night long. Calvori missed his knee there, and Neto probably would have struggled to get there had that been on target. I believe Gabriel Jesus was the other substitution that was supposed to be coming on, I guess, for Isak. But the substitution definitely isn't happening. I'm not sure what's happening there. And Kieran Tierney has done a great pass to Isak, but unfortunately he's cut out by Lozano. Shouted. Mario Jr. I think we may have hit bug territory here, guys. We're not getting a double substitution here for Arsenal. It's not working. We'll have to watch out the next out of the play. If we don't get it then, we might have hit a bug with the game. Here's Ospio. Well, it's not that Arsenal desperately need it. They've got a 2-goal lead and a man advantage, and PSV have not really threatened that much tonight. And shot of the post is obviously the closest they will get to without scoring. Here in Tyranny, so Martinelli, who's just been all over opponents so far this season. Obviously, he's fighting with his place with Leandro Trossard and Bukayo Saka. But he's not making a big fuss about it. Certainly been a great professional and been great with scoring as well. Speaking of scoring, we have a goal. And Monaco are asserting authority against Bologna. It's 3-1 to Monaco now, there in Italy. I may have been completely wrong about that. My geography is terrible, but... Of course, the Serie A isn't fully licensed this year, so that'll probably confuse matters. I'm not sure why that is. It could be that other football game that maybe has done that, perhaps. In fact, I think that might be the case. Anyway, here's Raheem Sterling. He's not really, when he's come on, Raheem Sterling has had a very quiet time every time he's been on the pitch. I mean, he'll probably take it, really. Considering how much his emphatic kind of downward spiral with the relationship between him and Chelsea was at the time, which is why he got loaned out in the first place. Jurrien Timber's come on. I think he started the game, of course. Now here's Isak. Eze. Good tackle there. Arsenal certainly have another goal in them, I think. Mario Jr. Shouted. Martinelli tried to get the ball, but it ended up back at Shelton's feet. And now PSV could make a chance, maybe. Declan Rice, but PSV still keep the ball here. Sterling now is there, really getting stuck in and kicking the ball out for a corner of all things. And actually it's been signalled as a throw, and it's a quick throw. And De Jong has got there. Wonderfully, by the way, Luke De Jong. And I believe we have hit a bug with the substitutions, because we've had a few outages in play now with that last one. And one here, and the substitutions aren't happening. So I think we've hit a bug here. But in any case, Arsenal are going to win by 2-0 at this very moment. They've had the game by the scruff of the neck all night long. Here's Fabio Vieira into a pocket of space. As PSV are a man short in defence, of course, with the sending off. Which is a bit of a careless sending off, to be fair. Here is Teze. And here is Mario. Well, 2 minutes of added on time, but it's been all Arsenal's game, really. PSV just haven't really been able to make anything. Been really busy trying to ping the ball around and catch Arsenal out on the break on the counter-attack. Here is Martinelli. Havertz. Short to Vieira, but they do play 1-2. Havertz now. Havertz will shoot. A careless shot there. Probably could have picked out either Isak or his teammate there. Well, the 2 minutes are up. This will probably be the last kick of the game, and Arsenal have had it all their own way tonight. 2 goals by Havertz and Isak, and they never look back. Arsenal are 2 from 2 in the new Champions League era. For some reason, they weren't able to make their substitutions of Jesus for Isak, and Pantino was going to come on as well, but that didn't happen. But in any case, Arteta probably won't care too much. He has another 3 points to take back home, and Arsenal continue to win, and Isak continues to score. Much expected of him, and he's delivering. Neto with a clean sheet on his Champions League debut. A good effort from him as well. Saved those vital ones. Arsenal were always going to win this one, and they won by 2-0. So, all the scores from match day 2 in the Champions League. AC Milan and Club Brugge with a 1-1 draw. Barcelona brought it back in the end to 2-2, but Bayer Leverkusen will probably see it as 2 points dropped. Real Madrid did beat Stummen, I believe that is, by 2-1. Bologna lost to Monaco. Feyenoord beat Benfica by 3-1. Inter Milan beating Brigandy, I think that is, by 3-1. Fenerbahce getting a 3-1 win against the young boys. Nice and Dibagres, I believe. 1-1 draw. Borussia Dortmund and Aston Villa. Good effort by Villa to bring it to 1-1. Shakhtar Donetsk Celtic also ended 1-1. Galatasaray beat... I'm not really sure what a lot of these clubs are, but they won by 2-1. Bayern Munich beating Stuttgart 1-0. PSG beating Liverpool by 2-1. City only drawing in a match that was looked to be favourable for them. Atletico Madrid beating RB Leipzig by 3-2. Ruben Amorim's Sporting Lisbon lost to Granola by 2-0. That's Atlanta and Juventus with 2-2, and that was the end of the scores. A couple of teams from the same country playing each other. I'm sure that's a new rule that's been implemented with this new league format. So it's Monaco that lead the way from Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, Bayer Leverkusen and Celtic. That's the first 8. Then it's Atlanta, followed by Aston Villa, Borussia Dortmund, PSG only in 12th out of 2, of course, only 2 games played. Standard Liège, 13th there, RB Leipzig, Granola, 15th. Real Madrid down in 16th. That is not what you would expect at the start. Feyenoord in 17th, followed by Bayern Munich, Benfica, and then Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich and Juventus 90, but this is going to be a very strange league table if it ends this way, I'll tell you that. AC Milan 21st, Dungabrez was the other team, and Standard Bestros was the other one as well. Barcelona 25th, Liverpool 27th. It's going to be a crazy if it ends like this. It's probably not going to, so we'll probably savour it. City in 28th, followed by Sporting Lisbon. Castana in 30th, ahead of Bologna. Brøndby IF in 32nd. Graz in 33rd. And a few teams still yet to get off the points board as well. PSV being one of them with 2 losses for 2. And Stuttgart at the very bottom. And just to quickly update you on the draw for the next round of the Carabao Cup, Walsall have a Premier League tie against Southampton. Blackpool will take on Chelsea at home. Arsenal renew acquaintances with Unai Emery going up against Aston Villa. And Wolves will face Fulham. Fleetwood Town will welcome Manchester United at home. Spurs will take on Newcastle United in an all Premier League tie. QPR will take on Manchester City. And in another all Premier League tie is Liverpool and Brentford.